Heyo, I'm Solicitous Fox, bringing you part 2 of Danganronpa Kyokure speculations and predictions. Today, I'll be addressing the second half of the cast. It'll be the same setup as the last video. I'll introduce the character, talk a little bit about their design, try and translate their names to predict their past and personalities, and of course, predict whether they live or not. However, this time, I'm going to do things a little differently. First, I'll be using some character introductions from Moboxer's Tumblr page to quickly introduce each character, and then I'll also be using a technique that I think would be most effective in predicting a character's demise. In the past, I have also thought of my own Danganronpa character designs and personalities. I'll share them as we go along because if me and the creator share similar ideas when writing a character, then I can accurately predict what each character will end up like. It may sound confusing, but it'll become more clear after I do the first few speculations. Without further ado, let's get started, shall we? First up, we have the mysterious Fan Long, Ultimate Human Subject. I really do see her becoming a favorite among the fandom because it is said on the Tumblr post that she is quote-unquote a cheery and kind soul who has trouble saying no to others. It's quick to notice that there will be situations where she will be taken advantage of and will be rejected by her classmates, similar to Gonta in V3. Her clothes does have an era Chinese resemblance to an ancient China princess. Her left hand is covered by her sleeve. Just like Jotaro, she may be hiding something she thinks is hideous or is timid about the topic. And her name translation is this. Fan is actually Latin and it means free. The fact that her name is said twice might mean this. Saying some nouns twice could lead on to what is called a double negative, which in this case saying fan or free twice could translate to its opposite meaning. Opposite of free is enslaved. Based on Fan's talent, she must have been enslaved into becoming a human subject, which I consider as being tested by force. However, it does say on Tumblr that Fan doesn't mind them at all, but she could just be covering it up to quickly get off the topic. As for her last name, Long is actually Chinese for dragon. If you remember Jake Long, Imagine Dragon, yeah, they might be related. This is probably related to her bio, as post says she has a massive appetite and a cast iron stomach, perfectly fitting the dragon description. Now on to my character predictions I mentioned earlier. In the past, I did think of a character who had a similar talent to Fan. I named him Project, the ultimate human subject. He had a past of being tortured by lab experiments, but once coming to high school, he moved on from the past and became a likable character that you just can't hate. However, his demise in Killing Game was suicide because once he saw his friends killing each other, he lost faith and fell into despair, causing his own death. I can see Fan doing something similar, but she does look tougher than Project, so she might fight past the despair of seeing her friends die, but for every positive side to her character, there's a negative, and to put it shortly, I believe she'll become a victim. Now we move on to the ultimate local hero, Momoe Soga. With the possibility of her heroic catchphrases and the addition of her spandex meme, the Soaring Lass will also become a favorite among the fandom. This local hero is just what you expect from a local hero, saving cats and being a crosswalk guard as mentioned on Tumblr. It is also said that she will definitely have two types of personalities, her Soaring Lass personality and her real self. In her Soaring Lass form, she puts on an Ishimaru vibe, and I loved Ishimaru. But she will fall out of character and return to her normal self when one of her phobias are triggered. I don't know what kind of personality she'll have once her phobias are triggered, but she might turn into timid Miu from V3 and start feeling weaker than the other students. Now about her character design, she does look like a hero. She has the cape, defining helmet / mask, and of course shoulder pads. Now onto the name, Momoe, the best I got was Hope Defense, and Soga, after a lot of research, Sound of the Wind on top of a faraway land. Wow, I mean, I get Hope Defense since she's a hero and all, but for this, I got nothing. Best thing I can think of is that Momoe had a peaceful childhood because I can image of several friends playing with each other on top of a small green hill. So I can guess that Momoe in the past experienced a situation where her friend was in danger, but she lacked the courage to save them, thus enabling her to become the ultimate local hero. As for her fate, I don't have a similar character design, but for Momoe, I think irony will play its course here. She may strive to save lives and become a real hero, but in order to do so, she will need to take a life to become a hero. Another student may be plotting a murder, and Momoe witnessing this might have to become a killer in order to save her friends. It would be a sad trial as well, which furthers the chances of it actually happening. Next, we have Yato Stone Crown, the ultimate mayor. If you think he looks like a Native American, well, you're probably right. The name Yato is indeed a common Native American name. He is in fact the last mentioned foreign student. He's a mountain of a man, but also a passionately emotional soul, in which case it seems he is in a similar state as Sakura from the first Danganronpa, but both also desire to gain the trust of their classmates and both worry that their talent and past achievements may get in the way. I also feel that Yato may find someone to latch to, just like how Sakura latched to Aoi. I have a feeling that he may take a liking to Monzo. I don't know, they just seem like an unlucky pair, which is why I would like to see it as well. As for his character design, it looks standard, but he looks more like a mountain hiker. Onto his name now. It's actually a weird name despite it being American. Altogether, Yato Stone Crown means the blue stone crown. Simple enough. A type of blue stone is sapphire. Sapphire crowns are relatively cheap and are a lot less valuable than the real deal crowns given to like princes in Europe and stuff. I can still see some symbolism here, as it is possible that Yato lacks the capabilities to become anything higher than a mayor, and may turn into a power-hungry individual who seeks authority in a higher position, which could be a given motive. As for my past designs, I did think up of a similar talent character, Tambori, the ultimate politician, quite the opposite personality Yato, being stubborn and avoids friendly bouts with the rest of the cast. I did put Tambori as a killer, but he did it out of self-defense after another student previously killed someone and was after Tambori next. Since both characters have opposite personalities, the motive to kill may be opposite as well. In short, I'm predicting Yato would be a killer because he wants to become someone greater than the mayor. Coming up reluctantly is the ultimate form Edmund Shoko, probably going to be one of the most hated characters because of his attitude and personality, which is a mix of Byakuya's mockery and Fuyuhiko's raging and Hyoko's bullying. As for his talent, I've actually been a forum moderator before, and he might just be someone who makes posts on a forum like gaming guides or FAQs. It may seem uncanny of him to do so as his attitude is crap, but he is rather humble when it comes to his own talent, so he may ensue a lighthearted side to him sometimes, but other than that, not much I can really say about him that's not going to be obvious. Shoko's clothes and setup seem similar to Hide's, quite plain but a lot more understandable for a foreign admin. Of course, since they're more of an out-at-home kind of talent. Now his name is contradictory, Shoko meaning clear child, which symbolizes someone who is nice. His last name Otaki simplifies to thread over a waterfall. I imagine it to symbolizing what Nick Walenda did, which is tightrope over a waterfall, more specifically Niagara Falls. Nick quotes that, "I feel like I'm on a cloud 9 right now." Cloud 9 meaning a state of perfect happiness. Both of these seemingly happy names means either in the past Shoko had a good personality in the past before something happened that made him change his ways and made him become very hypocritical, or he was just simply born to be contradictory to his name because his parents were probably troublesome parents. In one of my past character designs, the closest person to a forum element was Bip, Ultimate Movie Critique, both sharing bad manners and rude behaviors while feeding off the torments towards their friends. However, after some sense knocked into Bip after going as far as attempted murder, He added an arc that made him more caring towards others' feelings, probably just like Fuyuhiko in Danganronpa 2. I can see a similar thing happening to Shoko, although the arc may be a stretch. He can still be an a-hole. I believe Shoko will be a survivor of the killing game. Now it's the Ultimate Tailor's turn, Oniji Itagaki. If I were to compare him to one person, it would be Mew. Hot-headed, narcissistic, and insecure when backed into a corner. Oniji is clearly all about image and proving himself in order to prevent criticism towards himself. He might become someone who likes to throw fists as he shares a similar mixed appearance of Mondo and Juzo. He is dressed quite nicely, but for an Ultimate Tailor, I expected someone more flashier. But maybe this is the case because he wants to avoid criticism, so he wears less flashy clothes on purpose. Although he may be hiding his true feelings, the name Oniji closely represents Rainbow Tail, which is very manly, and Itagaki represents pain in elegant clothes. I can assume that although he may try to be intimidating at times, whenever he sees something he finds amazing, he'll lose composure and become giddy for a few seconds. Afterwards, he'll come to his senses and try to act cool again. One of my closest character designs that I made was Fwin, the ultimate student. Both priding themselves in what they do and carrying into their actual lives, making them feel superior. Fwin, however, is killed unintentionally when she appeared in the wrong place at the wrong time. Just like Hiyoko and Angie. I can see this happening to Oniji since he's too hot-headed to think ahead or be any help in the class trials. He can also be the target of several people out of anguish toward him or just unfortunate events leading Oniji to becoming a victim. As the ultimate pawnbroker, Kunitaro Higa takes a stand. Carefree is the name in the game as Kunitaro is going to be the laid-back character for this series. As someone who's also known as DJ Shaved Ice, you can expect him to add onto conversation from time to time, just to add a small remark regarding something completely unrelated to a case. Sort of like Tsumugi, who will make some anime or manga reference and just confuse the other students, Kunitaro may make reference to old retro games or antiques that will also confuse his fellow classmates. Although they would make greater Easter eggs, he does seem to have an old school getup. Nothing out of the ordinary except for the device he holds around his chest. Kinda looks like a old stopwatch, or it could be an old school compass as well. It definitely will be important to him and relate to his past, so do keep an eye out for it. Onto his name. The prefix Kuni could either mean longtime kindness or homeland, and Taro means eldest son. Higa then defines as either son, peak, or praise. No matter what you combine these meanings, Kunitaro's behavior most definitely has affected his family. His laid-back persona and retro obsessity could either be a disappointment to his family, or he once used to be as serious and praised for his efforts but went on into a different path because of his siblings. I do have a character close to Kunitaro, the ultimate addict, Elise. Both always have their heads in the clouds and only make references to what their talent relates to. With similar attitudes, the outcome may be the same as well. Elise did survive the killing game by staying quiet most of the trial and being a likable character. Same can be said for Kunitaro, as his approach on his killing game may make him a survivor. It's Maru Yokokome's turn, the ultimate activist. It's a talent close to Hide, as both adopt the trait of baseless conjectures, but Maru will be more aggressive with this approach. I see her as someone who will definitely try their best at a trial, sorta, but will ultimately fail in the end. The Tumblr post does say Maru has her trusty megaphone, so she could also just be a nuisance at a trial, probably just like Mew. She could adopt a Yasuhiro and Kaido trait during trials, being useless and annoying, but can sometimes be motivating. As for her character design, no offense is meant here, but she does look like a hipster. Although it's understandable that activists is comprised of people who want the most changes to society. Now the meaning of Maru could either mean a round, circle, or ring. This could be related to a type of cult, which could lead onto a ring of cultists planning to overthrow the government or something, which I can imagine Maru and Yato not getting along whatsoever. And Yukakume means long time to sprout, which could resemble her immaturity, but also her room to grow as a person. I did make a similar character design in the past, Kiza, the ultimate peacemaker. Both students have talents that want to have their voice heard and make changes to society. Personalities are also similar, however Kiza is more of a mediator that creates the peace in the group, and quite the opposite Spunk from Maru. Kiza did eventually become the Blackened on the motive of causing chaos within the group and having the satisfaction of bringing the peace. I can imagine Maru trying to commit murder in order to gain attention, but she can just be a red herring for a trial, just trying to claim the credit of being the Blackened in order to be a center of attention. With this being said, she would definitely be susceptible to becoming a victim, just like Miyu, just because I feel like these types of characters are just screaming death flags. Busho Saji, Ultimate Yoga Guru. Sympathetic, selfless, supportive. His characteristic of pure friendliness is rank SSS. Definitely going to be caring and the mediator of the group. I can see him breaking up most fights and most tantrums of Shoko and Oniji. Feel like he's more of a mother figure, which would go perfectly with his yoga talent. Kinda like Kurumi, who was very motherly to her other classmates, so I can speculate that Busho will try and bring his classmates' hopes back up when they start feeling down. His name backs up his personality, with Saji meaning charitable. As for his past, Busho does mean military, remember. So there may be a past where Busho was involved with military or his family is in the military. And something probably happened when Busho was given his name. I don't want to get too much into it as there are several possibilities involving the military. One of the characters I created in the past shares a similar personality, Aleru, the ultimate marine. Being very friendly and motivational, Aleru instead puts on a big brother persona, leading the students through the killing game. Busho could also pertain the same thing, being the leader of the pack and guiding their classmates through the killing game, although Aleru did carry a sort of hope symbol for the class, and for every hope there is, an equal and opposing despair will befall. Being the first target in the killing game and destroying their hope, Aleru was killed. I would say that the same or similar thing could happen to Busho, causing him to fall victim to the acts of despair. Last, but definitely not least, what I think will be one of the more important characters among the students, Shiori Nakagawa, the former Ultimate instructor. The fact that she's a former Ultimate means that she's most likely graduated from Budokukawa Academy and is forced to return to the killing game. The fact there are 17 students could explain some things about her, since Shiori is former Ultimate and that in the past, each class always had a maximum of 16 students. It could be that Shiori was actually the teacher. In Danganronpa 3 Despair Arc, Chisa became a teacher at Hope's Peak Academy under the title Former Ultimate Housemaid, which means we can share similarities between Chisa and Shiori in this sense. I do feel like she may attain a Rentaro persona. If what we said earlier isn't true, then she would definitely be one of the suspicious characters of the group, and she can go either way of being a Rentaro red herring, or an important character that will play a huge role in the plot. All her name translates to is meanings close to her talent, Shiori meaning think of a purpose, and Nakagawa meaning green flower peace. Just an FYI, an olive is the type of green flower and it also means peace. Thinking of a purpose that is peace and common things instructors say to their students in order for them to calm down or move past a past event. Unfortunately, none of my past designs match Shiori in any way, plus the fact that I lack information about her. For the same reason in Naomi, I represent Shiori as a survivor in this killing game, as she does not die in the first chapter. That is everyone in the cast. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I will be doing more videos on this topic in the near future, so please subscribe if you want to see those as well. You don't have to though. So keep in mind these speculation videos are not guaranteed to be right in the actual series. They're just predictions on what might take place based on my beliefs. As for my own character designs that I mentioned during the video, I only came up with their concepts. The arts are definitely not mine. They're just there to represent what they would have looked like if I were to make visuals for them. They're completely unrelated to the series. I just use them as a reference on what I think each actual character's demise would be, in case you were wondering. Other than that, this is not any of my works, only the research made on the topic is mine. If you want to check out the original creator of the series, their link is obviously in the description below. They have a Twitter and Tumblr page too, so you can check that out as well. If you have any questions, concerns, or ideas for future videos, or what was given in this video, you may do so in the comment sections. This channel is accustomed to what the viewers want, so don't be afraid to express your thoughts. And with that, I bid you duds farewell.